What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to take you guys through my journey right from the point that I was born up to where I'm at right now. So I was born on 15th of May 1990 in South Nyanza or Ugis. We moved here, so I'm actually at the same place where I was raised. We moved here when I was in grade 1, so that's 1995, 96 thereabouts, and we started living here. So when we came, we had like a tiny house around, somewhere around there, and then we moved into this particular house that we are in. So what's sentimental about this is this particular place that I'm standing is where my room used to be. I remember my childhood was really like, I had a really happy childhood. When we moved into this house, it wasn't cemented, so we used to bathe in the corridor. There's a corridor here. I know you can't see them, but like you will get to see them. And so we used to bathe inside this house. We made great memories in this house. I can remember my dad bathed me until I was in class 7, like literally. I would call him to to wash my back. We would make stories. We had like the best meals, like 5-course meals, and yeah, just really happy childhood. But then in this community, I began to realize that education was never really a priority, but my parents really made it their duty to ensure that we had the best. So when we came to this community, the basic thing would be to go to Alendu Primary School. Alendu Primary School is just here, or Migingo or somewhere, but my dad and mom insisted that I get the best education, and so we went to Zaverian Primary School in Kisumu. So we commute daily from here, which is around 8 kilometers from town, to go to school and back, and that became our journey. So my entire primary school, one of the things that was very key is that education mattered, and it mattered to my parents a lot, to an extent that they would deny themselves some of the most basic things just to take us to school. Part of what they denied themselves is the advantage of having like a good house to live in. Like our house was good, but then like they could have afforded better. But when it came to their list of priorities, our education mattered more than where they stayed. It mattered more than how they lived. It mattered more than the prestige that comes with living in a better house and all that. And so yeah, I knew early on in my childhood that I would build them a house. I would say it a lot, but I didn't know that it would happen as soon as it did, or that it would happen at the magnitude that it did. And so I grew up, of course. I went to school. I went to the best schools, and after I was done with school, I remember my dad took loans. My dad took everything he could to be able to take us to school. And so part of this land, he gave it out so that he was, not the part of it actually, the entire title did. He gave it so that you'd get a loan to be able to educate my sister and I through campus. And so when I finished, I knew that I would be able to ensure that that sacrifice paid off. And so to me, coming to this home every single time and seeing the reality of what it has become, I can honestly say that when you put your mind to something, it really does come to pass. But also when you sacrifice for your children, when you sacrifice for the things, when you delay gratification, then it does pay off. So last year I got to build my parents a house, and I think that is the biggest biggest achievement of my life. I count it as such a privilege to be able to do this, because they deserve every single bit of it. Not because of anything, they would have built that house themselves, but they chose to invest in us. They chose to take us through the best of the best, and they chose to give us the best education. Other than that, I remember like growing up and seeing them just live in so much integrity and be able to just deny themselves certain things. Like when people would do fundraisers to be able to do certain things, my dad refused. And there was a time that he would even walk on foot. He had to sell the car because of our education and stuff. And people would tell him, do a fundraising so that we buy the car for you or wherever. Like, he refused. He always believed that everything that he has and everything that he will ever get, he should earn. And to see him live in this house is such a dream. Like, it's such a dream to me and to them and to our entire family. So this is one of my biggest dreams. And coming here and seeing what used to be my bedroom and seeing what I was able to do to them is something that I really count as a big privilege. Part of the reason I'm sharing this is, one, to inspire someone that it's possible. Like, I grew up in a village. Maybe like you get to see the tiny bits of what has been left of our village, but this was like a typical village. But I dared to dream. I dared to dream that one day my dreams would be able to come true of building this house, but also my parents dared to delay their gratitude so that they see the reality of their kids, their girls, going to school. And so I draw a lot of lessons from this story, one on delayed gratification, one on the value of education, and basically the power of a dream. And for me, I think this is the culmination of a dream that has lived with me for a very long time. So I am so excited to be able to come here every single day and to see everything that I've ever hoped for come to pass. Part of what happened for me even before this house came up is my dad donated part of this land to STADA, and that just goes to show like how supportive of a dream of my dreams that he has always been. And so part of this land, STADA hosts STADA, the organization that I founded, and he didn't ask for anything. It was just this was just my dream, and he dared to support it. And I think part of who I am, not part, everything that I am, I owe it to being the daughter of two most wonderful human beings who I cannot begin to express in words how much they have impacted my life, how much seeing them live their life has impacted my own. Seeing my dad wake up every single day at 3 a.m. to read, and that's where I inherited my reading culture. He went to school when he was older. He dropped out of school but had to go back to school. My dad study every single day. He would wake up at 3 a.m. without fail, and that is where I draw my love for books. Seeing the integrity that they had growing up, not wanting to touch what did not belong to them, is where I draw my sense of integrity. Hard work, seeing them work so hard to be able to get to the point that they've gotten, is where I draw my inspiration to work hard every single day. I think there's nothing legal that my dad has not done. Actually, even illegal. My dad's story is like a movie before he got born again. So the hard work, the work ethic, the love for books, the love for giving back, the just caring for people without wanting anything in return are some of the things I learned from my childhood. I grew up seeing these things. I grew up not being told things that I wasn't seeing. And so it was so easy for me to be able to grow up with these values because I didn't have to learn them. I saw them every single day, and they became part and parcel of my DNA. So for the fact that he donated like a very huge portion of his land to my dream, to every single encouragement, I don't think there was ever a Parents' Day my parents didn't show up. I think they were so intentional about parenting. Like my childhood was one of the most exciting periods of my life, quite honestly, before teenage, and I'll talk about my teenage ukombele, because that part is a bit messed up. But most of my joys, most of my memories, my happy memories come from this house. This house has so much memories, and I had quite a bit of feeling seeing it go down, because it just held such a big part of my life, like seeing it not existing anymore. I always have some feelings about it, but like we have a better place for them to be able to live in. So yeah, I just want to inspire someone, like if you're raising kids, if you have like girls, I know there are people who even struggle with taking girls to school to date. Like it's so sad. If you don't believe in education and the power of education, if you don't believe that you can delay gratification but it will soon come, if you don't believe that integrity does pay, I want you to use this as an inspiration to understand that integrity will always pay. Education is the equalizer. Everything that you need is on the other side of your dreams. Everything you say, the power of life and death lies in your tongue. It's possible to do things that you don't even imagine. I can tell you that 2013, I gave birth to my child. I moved back to this house with my child. I stayed here for quite a bit of years before I got married. I was married in 2018. At that point, there was still nothing. I struggled. I've sold mtumba, I say every time. I have done everything that is there to be done that is legal. And I can honestly say that every single time you say things, those things do follow you. And so it doesn't matter whether you think you can do it or you don't. It doesn't matter whether it's within your reach or it's not within your reach. It doesn't matter whether you think you can do it or you can't. Just say it. Every time you say things, you give them life. And my childhood is a testament to the fact that it doesn't matter where you come from, your dreams are valid. For real, your dreams are valid. And you can always live the life that you want to live. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter how late you're starting. It doesn't matter whether you have an inheritance or you don't. You can always live your dreams. So as I come to this house every single day, I get inspired. I get inspired by my parents, who are just my absolute rock stars. I get inspired by the fact that you can always get to where you want to be, however late it is. And I get inspired by constantly dreaming. I know now that everything that I ever dream of will be accomplished in my lifetime, because this was my biggest dream. I thought I would do it in my 50s or my 60s, and it happened before I got to 33. Actually, I was 33 when it happened. And I know that every single thing, even the ones that I have not seen yet, I will see them, because there is power in dreaming. So dream big. Don't limit your dreams. Don't limit your thoughts. Don't limit what you say. Keep dreaming. Keep believing. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It will happen for you. I hope this inspires you. I'm not doing it for any other thing other than inspiration, so that you're able to know that everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of your dream. It's on the other side of your confession. So confess good things about your life, and confess things that will actually edify you and not destroy you. So this is to my parents. I think you I don't know whether to say that your belief in me or your love or your care, or I don't know where to place it, but I can say that everything you did cumulatively over time has made me the person that I am today. I could never have been who I am had I not been your child. And I think everything that I have, everything that I am, I owe it to you guys. So thank you so much for being the absolute best parents. I hope you enjoyed this house for very, very long. Live long, make great memories, and just be happy. And I hope that this dream and this house becomes a representation of everything that God is able to do if we partner with Him. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye.